I'm sure you've come across videos or streams in the community where certain terminology is used that might not be understood by those who aren't a direct part of the Clone Hero / Guitar Hero community. Sure, basic stuff like FC can be understood quickly, but the names of patterns and other things in that regard might be a bit harder to pick up on your own. I've decided to put together a video which can quickly explain most, if not all, terminology used in the community. Allow this to function as a dictionary of sorts. And without further delay, let's get it! FC stands for full combo, a term used when a player achieves 100% of the notes hit in a song without overstrumming or breaking the combo. If the song has 3,722 notes, the end combo in an FC will be 3,722. An afterstrum does not break or invalidate an FC. Tech FC is a technical full combo, a video that is effectively a segmented run of a song, all individual sections of a song individually FC'd separately. A Tech FC does not necessarily take into account transitions or nerves, it's just a proof of concept if anything. However, certain Tech FCs are performed when a full FC of a song is not possible. Look at my channel and Ping's channel for instance. Community Tech FC refers to when a single chart has had all sections FC'd by a separate player, but not necessarily a single player doing every section. These are rare, but will likely be seen in the Olympian and much longer charts. 100% overstrum refers to a run in which all notes are hit but the combo is broken at some point. This is not an FC. First ever refers to an accomplishment which is the first of its kind to occur. If Solus 5 was FC tomorrow, you'd see first ever in the title. First documented refers to an accomplishment which is assumed to be first ever but is easy enough to question whether or not it's been done before off camera. Undocumented FCs still count as first ever but can't be titled first ever without proof. A second ever FC'd in this regard with proof is given the term first documented as a blanket term for the accomplishment. Sight read refers to the first time a chart is played by a specific person and their first play of the chart in specific, a blind run. Play read refers to when a player has seen a chart before, such as on YouTube, but is only just now playing it for the first time. This is not a sight read. Descending refers to a pattern which has the notes aligned in a leftward notation, such as yellow, red, green repeating. Ascending is the opposite whenever notes align in the rightward notation, such as green, red, yellow. Trills are a pattern in which notes move back and forth between two notes for at least 4 notes, such as red, green, red, green. Castles are when notes are to be tapped above an anchored note, such as Through the Fire and Flames intro. Reverse castles, also called orange walls, are the exact opposite. Think of the Flames intro but on mirror mode. Trips in their basic form are 3-note patterns which span the course of 3 or 6 notes. Descending trips would be yellow, red, green, ascending trips would be green, red, yellow. Quads are 4-note patterns which span the course of 4 or 8 notes. Descending quads would be blue, yellow, red, green, while ascending would be green, red, yellow, blue. Quints are 5-note patterns which span the course of 5 or 10 notes. Descending quints would be orange, blue, yellow, red, green, while ascending would be green, red, yellow, blue, orange. Zigzags, often called zigs, sometimes called snakes, and rarely called trees, are an increased note instance of a trip quad or quint. Whenever the term is used alone, it refers to trip zigs, not quad zigs or quint zigs. Those are often called quint or quad zigs beforehand as to not cause confusion. The pattern is simple. Green, red, yellow, red, repeating would be a normal zig. Green, red, yellow, red would be quad zigs. Green, red, yellow, blue, yellow, red would be a quint zig. These patterns rely heavily on how hard certain frets are pressed in correspondence to the other frets as well as finger angle, making them considered widely to be the hardest variant of standard pattern. Examples of this are in Treeverse from Misadventure, Magma Tree from Destruction Armageddon, and Oh My God from Closer Underchart. Disjointed zigs refer to when zigs are placed in a way that does not allow consistent tapping across transitions, such as when a green, yellow, zig meets a green, red, blue, red zig. Sometimes the transition is marked properly, other times the transition is placed as green, yellow, blue, red between the two, forcing the player to create an extra method to transition between the two forms of tapping, usually a quad zig input. This can be seen in the outro of Vegeta's Revenge and the intro of Mr. Greg Murphy's Revenge. Chimneys are a special type of pattern which combines a tap and a zig. Yellow, green, red, green repeating. While this is a basic pattern that just alternates between a trill tap input and a zig input, it's used quite heavily in the community due to the simplicity and the funness of the pattern itself. These can be seen in trip, quad, and quint form, just like its zig predecessor. A good song to see all 3 types of these is The Carnage. Reverse chimneys refer to a chimney that's been flipped opposite, creating a yellow, red, yellow, green pattern. These are hit like alternating descending and ascending patterns and can also be seen in trip, quad, and quint form. A good song to see all three of these is also The Carnage. Ladders are a pattern that's quite versatile in terming, as many pattern combinations can be referred to as a ladder. The most common form is ascending ladders, which can be seen as red, green, yellow, red, blue, yellow, orange, blue. This can be seen in Oak Leaves by Matea. Descending ladders are the opposite, going from blue, orange, yellow, blue, red, yellow, green, red. These can be seen in UFO by Schmutz. Larger variations of ladders can be seen as red, green, yellow, red, blue, red, orange, blue, yellow, orange, blue, and so on and so forth. Any pattern consisting of two note combinations that span the whole fretboard are considered ladders. A good example of this is Everwinter by myself and Metallica. Triangles refer to a pattern that form a triangle. A good example of this is Solo B from Jordan, which has yellow, green, and so on. These can also be seen in trip, quad, and quint form. However, it's quite rare to see them like this outside of challenge charts. Sweeps are combinations of trips and quads and zigs that come together to make a larger pattern. Simple forms of sweeps can be seen in Yngwie Malmsteen charts, and more complex forms can be seen in the forms of Dark Caves of Lawno's WTF sweeps, Supernova sweeps, Fourth Dimension sweeps, Blunderbuss sweeps, Solus sweeps. In fact, Writhing Solo from Solus 5 could be considered a sweeping pattern. Solus strumming refers to the combination of hopo and strums that's used in all of the Solus songs by Exile Lord. Sped up versions of this are often dubbed machination strumming. Grace notes are seen as a strum followed by a hopo. These are quite difficult to get used to and can be seen quite frequently in the GH3 chart of Flames. GBH stands for Gay Baby Hero and is a direct reference to simple flips. This term refers to boring parts of a song such as long sustained sections or breaks between solos. Methods are what players to create to hit certain patterns. Each player's method may be different for certain patterns. For instance, a method for a chimney would be a single tap followed by a zig tap. Method notation is a bit hard to explain, but I'll try my best. When players discuss their methods, they often try to create visual notations which can show via text what inputs are necessary to hit certain patterns. This can either be seen in finger notation, which numbers your fingers from 1 to 4 and lays out the method based on what finger should be used to hit which pattern. The notes themselves are left out in this notation. And button notation numbers the buttons 1 through 5, which allows the player to assume which fingers are used to press which button. For this example, I'll be using button notation. I'll drop the method for blunderbuss sweeps now. Now, this may look complex, but let's break it down. Numbers inside of brackets refer to which button is to be anchored and when. Whenever numbers inside brackets have a less than or greater than symbol, it refers to sliding of an anchor. Numbers inside parenthesis refer to inputs used by your right hand or left for lefties, and numbers alone stand for left hand inputs, or right hand for lefties. These methods help players break down sections into individual parts to be able to understand complex patterns in their simplest forms. Raking refers to when multiple fingers are used for a single input. This can be seen in both strumming and tapping. Meme raking refers to Abishan QC's method of rake tapping, which can be seen on his channel as well as Sebi Boys. It's the fastest form of inputs for trills and has been used to nearly FC Monster Trill on 200% speed. Slide tapping refers to when a player uses a method which slides a finger up and down the fretboard. This can be seen in Leaf Green's FC of Mysterious Passage 4 125% speed, and is used in certain circumstances to allow players to hit patterns which would otherwise be too quick to standard tap. Standard tapping refers to an old style of method which was used by Guitar Hero Phenom and others in the time before modern methods were made. For an example, watch Guitar Hero Phenom's original 1 by Metallica FC. Spamming, also called moosing, leafing, raffle kittening, etc., refers to when a player presses random notes in quick succession to hit slower and often complex patterns. Leaf Green, Darkly, Moosey, and others do this quite often. Some refer to it as skillless and others refer to it as lazy, but the notes get hit at the end of the day, so who cares? Ghosting refers to when extra notes are pressed in a pattern when they aren't there, often to make the pattern easier to hit method-wise. Physical speed refers to a player's limits for tapping speed. Players who have high physical speed will be able to alt-tap faster, and those with slow physical speed won't be able to tap as fast. Hyperspeed is an old term which refers to the now common note speed, which can be seen in Clone Hero. Old players use the term hyperspeed because of the cheat which was available in older forms of Guitar Hero. Fretting refers to pressing down the frets in succession. Yes, I know, that's quite obvious. Charting refers to when a player takes a song and maps down the notes to be playable in-game. Charters around the community are the people who give us the charts to play. Overcharts refer to charts which are intentionally made much harder than the audio provided, and are mostly created to present a challenge without the care of accuracy in the chart. Undercharts refer to charts which are purposefully made easier and are mostly created for songs which are too difficult for the average player. Fun charts are charts which take accuracy out of the equation and are simply created for the purpose of being fun to play. Accurate charts refer to charts which, above all else, will add notes exactly where they're supposed to be without lenience. This is also a joke term used whenever charts are very bad and not accurate at all. Meme charts are charts which are entirely broken for the purpose of being broken. Mod charts are charts which make use of Clone Hero's background video feature to create a gameplay experience truly unique and oftentimes amazing to watch. Sniping refers to when a player beats another player to first ever on a specific chart. This can be done through either competition or blindly. A good example of this is Gamo's FC of Panger, 1 week before my own. There are likely some terms I've forgotten to include, so I'll be answering any questions in the comments for this video. For now, worship the purple square. Yellow, green, ready, yellow, green, repeating. Yellow, green, ready, yellow, green, repeating. Red, green, yellow, red, blue, yellow, orange, blue. Red, green, yellow, red, blue, yellow, orange, blue.